Hi everyone, welcome back to Venus. Right, so last time I got the base pretty much decorated. I think the whole base is looking pretty good. I've just gone to check on my winter spawn. They're still working absolutely fine. I think I might need to scale them up a little bit because it's taking a while to cool anything. I think if I was to start dumping heat in from the base, I don't think they'd keep up. So that is something I need to sort out. What I want to do today is some of the smaller little tasks that I've either been putting off or I haven't been doing because I've not felt like. I just need to get them done, get them out of the way, job done. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I eventually want the outside of the base to be decorated, but the trader setup I have is an absolute mess. I've got the large dish, which in all honesty I'm not going to use again. I got my winter spawn seeds. I have spare. There is no reason for me to have that large dish, so I'm going to take that down. I would keep the large landing pad. Again, in all honesty, I'm probably not going to use it again. I want the outside of the base to be nice and tidy. So what that means is get rid of the dish. Probably keep the array of dishes that we've got over here, but just stick to a single 5x5. I'm probably not going to do much trading anymore, but we can say we've got the trader here. So I'm going to go through. I'm just going to have a quick tidy up, but don't worry because I'm not going to make you watch. So I've got all that taken down. That only took a few minutes, so it wasn't too bad. I just want to tidy up these cables over here. So let's get this done, like so. And then what I want to do. So at the moment, look, we've kind of got this overhang, which we have the landing pad on. Now this landing pad is going to stay. So I want to just kind of finish this off. So let's just get this filled in. There's no need for that gap there. And then what we'll do is we will have a ring of frames around it. I'll just leave it to there for now. And then this can be like potentially a walkway or just a bit used for support. Doesn't matter. Like so. This I'm gonna get rid of. I'm gonna work under the impression that we won't be trading any more water. That's what I think we're gonna say here. That is my main water line, so I can remove this long pipe segment, although I might keep it. I might just remove it to a point. I don't think there's any on this side. Let's have a look. There is a little bit. What temperature? 42 degrees. That's because you're connected to that and it's not insulated. To be honest, I can just pump that in. Yeah, it's going to do nothing to that, so that's okay. And that'll do. So let me also get rid of this. And grab you. And then I'm just going to reduce the length of this pipe a little bit. I'll leave it here, so we have access to it should we have to do trading for water again. I don't think we'll need to. We've got plenty. I mean, I don't think we're going to run out before this playthrough ends, I'll be honest. Because obviously the update is approaching at some point. Everyone seems to be getting ready for it, but we don't really have a date. Well, I don't think we're going to get through 600 litres of water before that happens. So I think we're good. Right, I'll tidy up this cable. Okay, that light cable is being powered from this APC. My power is actually a mess on this base. is what it is. That heavy cable, this is where I could do with getting those x-ray glasses, isn't it? I may have to go and make them actually. I've got the sensor lenses, so maybe we should go and make the T-ray scanner. But we're not going to worry about cables right now anyway. Let me free up some of these frames. So you guys can go. And what we'll do, you guys aren't really securing anything. So I think they can go as well. I mean, they're not welded, so it is what it is. That one can stay. Just those two need to go. So give me the angle grinder. Give me the frames. Okie dokie. And then what we'll do is let's just give this some kind of like realistic support, because this is a bad habit to get into. Just having, I mean, it doesn't matter. Obviously, at the end of the day, having all these frames just floating, there is no negative to doing this on the game. It just doesn't look nice. So let's try and just give it some form of support. I could even use... Which one is it? Is it that one? Yeah, that one. There we go. Just to kind of just give it something other than just a floating platform. And then I either leave it like that, or I could put them in. Yeah, we'll do that. We will do that. I wish you could weld these. You can't. It doesn't matter. You're never going to get air tightness on them anyway. So that is fine. Right, so since we've reclaimed... Well, I put loads of steel sheets that I got into the trading room. So we've got plenty of these now. Let me just chuck these in here. Don't need the pipes, don't need you, don't need the vent, don't need the pump. Don't need the pipe. Don't need all these cables, they can go in there. Labeler goes in there. Jobs are good. Let me quickly get these frames welded up. Probably seems obvious to clever people, but what I'm finding here is that if I weld diagonal to the frame, I'm not getting pushed away. And it's because the atmosphere that's in that block is getting pushed out on all 6 sides, but not diagonally. So that's a good little tip to avoid that annoying kind of displacement that causes you to go flying. Well, diagonally. Like, I don't have to be at the top. I could be down here. Same kind of thing. Weld that up. Don't get pushed. Okay. So just get this last support welded up. Okie dokie. So now we've got like a little bit of an edge. I could just put a railing on this, have a bit of a walkway. I wouldn't be able to get around this, so it's just whether I take the time to put some frames there. And no, we won't put frames there. We'll just use walkways and railings there. That'll be fine. Right, bit more welding. Okay, I've got all that welded just in... Oh, no, got this one. Just in time. Because I am running out of jetpack. But there we go. Nice little frame. I think I'm gonna bring this around. And then take that up as a bit of a... Like a pillar or a post or something. I don't know. But that can wait for another day. Let's go and... just get our jetpack refilled, get our stats replenished, and then we'll come back out and finish tidying up. It's so nice being able to get through the entire base without having to open airlocks. It's such a nice different way of getting through the base. Oh yeah, I need to tidy this one up. I need to remove this airlock. Okay, so we've got our nitrogen down to 242, which is good. And as you can see, the room is pretty much keeping its temperature. It's fluctuating around the 24 degrees Celsius mark, which is perfect. But I am going to double these up. My cooling, if I was to start, well, I can't dump temperature from the base in there yet. It's too hot. But there's no way, if you look at how slowly it's cooling, there's no way it's going to be able to deal with the temperature we're going to be dumping into it. So we are going to need to double on our winter spawn. But not going to do that yet. We will do that shortly though, because what I want to do, after I've tied it up, is I want to get the trader area also connected to the base. But the problem with this is we've got the windows, so this will definitely heat the base up. So we need to make sure that our cooling is top notch. Obviously a single AC is working wonders in here. It won't help up there though. So that's something we're going to have to deal with when the time comes. So this guy can go. It is bloody expensive. It's bloody slow. But I get it. It's like getting the winter spawn is such a late game item that you have to deal with like rubbish to deal with it, and dealing with this is absolutely rubbish. So yeah, it's a one-time use. I won't recycle it. I will keep it, as well as keeping all the bits for it. But I don't need it up here. Same for this computer. This guy can go. Is it screwdriver that I need? It is. Let me grab you. And then I think it's the drill afterwards. Right, let's quickly tie up these cables. That frame can go. And then we'll get that cable from the roof and bring it back down. Okay. So we still need this guy powered. Absolutely fine. And I'm not really bothered about this being here. It doesn't really matter. But we don't want this pad. And at the moment, this pad isn't even powered. So let's get rid of this. Like it was never here. And what I might do actually is I might push this pipe back a bit more. Don't think this will be doing any damage to it. I don't think it'll be warming up or anything. The pressure isn't high enough to be a problem. So, yeah, we're okay doing this. There we go. That can stay there. That can absolutely stay there. Okay, so then all I'll do is I can't remember where that cable is going. I think that is just going to this APC. But we'll make the T-ray scan and we'll double check that at some point. For now, just tidy this up. It might just be going up, but I think it's forking. Yeah, part of it's going that way, and then this is going to the dishes. The dishes... Are the other dishes staying there? Or does it make more sense to bring them down here so we can see them? Yeah. Yeah. We'll bring them down here. What's the point in having them all the way up here? We can't physically see them from there, and if I plan on controlling them, then it might be nice to be able to see them. There we go. And then I think it's the welder with steel sheets. And then the wrench. Followed by plastic sheets. There we go. So that should be alright. Now obviously they all need adjusting. We'll sort that out at some point. I'm not going to worry about it now. But they should all have power. Or they don't have power. In that case, let's sort that out, shall we? Now they have power. Boom. Okay, so much tidier. They're not up here anymore. It wasn't really a decent space for them anyway. There's nothing really over here that needs tidying. I've got a lot of nitrogen across these 3 tanks. And I'm only reading from one of them. What was I trying to do here? I was trying to make it cool quicker, wasn't I? But that's not how it... We learned that this isn't how it works. It's based on molds, not pressure. But that's fine. They should all balance out anyway, so reading from 1 is not an issue. I'm just going to leave this. I'm not going to worry too much about it. If we decide to decorate outside at some point, then we will revisit that decision. Okay, so I've done that bit of tidying up that I wanted to do. Oh, there's iron here. That's because of the chute. Okay, let's sort that out. Because we're losing ore. They've taken damage because of the storm, so I don't know how they haven't blown away. Right. Let's sort that out, shall we? It's a bit annoying because I knew about this last time. I just completely forgot about it. But there we go. Problem is now solved, so we will no longer lose ore out of the chute. That's good. Good, 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 good. I've got 2 lockers, but I'm just gonna print off a couple more. I need to go and tidy up our little trading space upstairs, to make sure that, well, to keep it tidy really, ready for when we open it up to the rest of the base. So I've got those. Let's head on up. Power's doing absolutely fine. To be honest, if power ever drops, we'll be able to use charcoal to supplement the power. So, yeah, we'll be absolutely fine on that. I'm not using the charcoal for anything else. Okay, so as far as lockers go, it doesn't... And we could put them up against this wall over here. So, let me just tidy this up by moving things somewhere else. And then we'll go for the big lockers. Why not? And we're just going to stick it bang in the middle of where the windows join. That's absolutely fine. So let me just get the trading stuff put away. Okay, so I think that'll do. So I've got my landing pad as well as the large dish stuff that I need and the computer. And then over here I've got all my landing pad basics, my atmospherics, and then just the pipes that I use for those. As well as a stack of cable because I had loads on me. But there we go. Nice and tidy. Sophie would be proud. And then as far as this room goes, we'll probably leave it like this. Obviously, we're going to put some panels up, sort this out, take this wall out, but we'll wait until we've got the airlock taken out before we do that. But yeah, all nice and tidy. We're working on a single dish, a single pad, 5x5. It's fine. I'm not going to make it any bigger than that. We're probably never going to use it again. On the plus side, I've got plenty of steel sheets reclaimed from that. I've got 61 steel frames. So we are good on those for a little while. So let's put this stuff away first. Try and stay tidy, shall we? Steel sheets. You go there, you go there, you go there, you go there. I haven't got anywhere to put all these frames. What's that? Flat wall. You come down here. You go there, you go there, you go there. Those 4 could just stay on me. Lights, I don't have a space for lights. My data disk can go here. My lights I will put next to the sensor. That makes sense, I think. We've got passive vent. Got shoot. That's not a shoot, that's a frame. Shoot. And we have a spare place for pipes. Boom. Nice and tidy. Nothing in my tool belt. No. Okay. So that is one of the little tasks that I wanted to get done. I'm going to say that is the finished welding trading area. Because it is welded. It just needs decorating, but I'm not doing that right now. Okay. So, what other small stuff do we want to do next? I think what we should probably do... It would be nice to not have to keep running into the greenhouse to get the water. And now that the entire base is basically one, we can have water access in a few different locations. Let me stick my suit down because I don't need to be carrying it. Oh, I know what we're going to do. We're going to make that T-ray scanner. And I'm pretty sure we'll be able to. It is... Oh, what's it called? T-ray. It is made in the tool manufactory. So, T-ray... scanner. I need electrum and I need waspaloy. Got electrum, and I've got a bit of waspaloy. Just split this down. We do not need all 240 in there. Boom. This is something that I should probably start getting used to using earlier in the playthroughs, to be honest, because it would help me way before now. There we go. We got our thing. Ta-da! Right, so water. That is where it's coming in from our thingamabob. So that's what's going up to the trading area. That is kind of embedded in frames, so I'm probably not going to be able to remove that very easily. But let's not even worry about it. What we'll do is we'll just run off this pipe here. I'm probably going to have to come across the floor, which I'm pretty sure I can do, and then run it down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some water in here. We'll have some water. I'll put some water on here, and we'll also run it through here, just for the sake of having it accessible everywhere. And I need a use for all of these, so let's just use them. If something goes massively wrong in the base and all of a sudden it gets hot, at least we know our water will not be an issue. That is not a normal pipe, is it? So I need to pull this floor up. Like so. And what we'll do is we'll just take that bit of pipe segment out. I mean, to be fair, what I've just said doesn't make sense because all of these aren't insulated. But I'm still using the insulated ones anyway. Might as well use that there. Why not? I hope I can get under this door. Yeah. So, if we just run this straight down there. I think, is the bottom it connects to on these? Yes, it connects to the bottom. Okay, so we'll have to loop it round. But that's okay. And how high do we have it off the floor? That's a nice height, so pretty much at the bottom. So if we do it like that, that can be where one of them goes. I probably don't need it in here because it's only going to be there. So instead we've got our workshop one. We'll now run it straight across the room, get into the entrance. straight into the door. And then what we'll do is we'll have it. It can just go there. Boom. Okay, I need to first turn that off. Let's make the water, are they called water fountains? Drinking fountain? Yeah. So I need a couple of them. We can probably put one in the winter spawn room. We're already running water into that room. So I'll print off 3. And then what we'll also do, once we've got the trading area decorated and whatever, we'll also put one up there. That sounds like a plan. So that goes there. This one goes here. And that's printing off the last one for the winter spawn room. So, cable. And let's get you power. So your nearest power cable for this room is just there. So that's fine. We bring you down here. Straight across. Yep, that is a normal cable, so that is fine. We have power. We have water. Oh yeah. This one just needs to connect to that, because that is for this segment of room. You also have power. We've got water. And then give me that. Turn those off for a second. And we should have a pipe running through here. So if we turn that on, there's our water pipe. So I'll just put it, I mean, I could put it there. Really, couldn't I? That should be alright. Oh, power. Yeah, just connects to there, right? Because that's a power line. I'm just hoping that is a normal, well, sorry, an insulated pipe. It's, oh, it is. Yeah, there we go. And then I need cable. Bring this right up. And connect to there. No, not to there. I need you to go that way. Oh, if only I had that mod, eh? That everyone keeps asking me to install. The network painter mod. No. Okay, so we have water throughout the base. Access to clean, decently temperatured water. So we don't have to keep coming to the greenhouse for that now. That is a-okay with me. Right. What else have we got on our list? Let's go and have a look. Right, label art. So I've got... So I said food locations. I'm gonna struggle with food. Although I guess I could have just lockers dotted throughout, and wherever I am I can go and eat. I can make loads of cereal bars. Let's quickly do that. I'll just want some lockers. You're gonna make... I don't need 6. So I'm just gonna have access to food wherever there's a water fountain. So there, and then winter spawn room. So I need 3 lockers. I don't think I've already got any. I haven't. That's 2. 1 more, please. Thank you kindly. You. So we're going to stick 1 here. And they only need to be small. They don't need to be massive. I can't put 1 here because of the thing. Can I rotate and put you there? The issue I have with these is that you can't put them into the wall. But I guess technically you wouldn't anyway. So it's fine. This one I'm going to stick here. So my food and water are in the same place. And then we're going to have one in the winter spawn. So I want 4, 8, I need 12 cereal bars. So you start making those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, do these hold 5 or 4? I can't remember. But yeah, there's my water. My locker can go somewhere. Don't know where. I mean, I guess I could... No. I'll put that there. It's fine. Nothing like being a little bit crowded. Or cramped, I should say, not crowded. I think that's probably enough cereal bars because they can only hold 4 each. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I could make a chute system and have each area have access to that chute system, but I'd have to either fill the entire system with cereal bars or set up some coding on the output chute so that if it's empty it requests one. That's not a bad idea, actually. While I'm here, let's quickly get these harvested. I don't think the tropical lily seeds. It just stays on seeding forever. Is what I'm gathering. And apart from it, I guess supposedly looking like a nice plant, it doesn't have any other function, I don't believe. It would just handle warmer temperatures. But I have no need to put it into a warm temperatured location. So we've got it because we never had it before, but we'll probably never get them again. Okie dokie. My steel sheet for this floor can go back. And I think we're good. Okay. So, next, what do I want to do? You know what would be good? Since we've got access to the fuel, maybe we should start looking at the deep drills. We've got the power required to run them. As far as I know, anyway. So maybe I very quickly get a deep drill set up outside. I need to get the combustion centrifuge working, but that's not terribly hard to do. Yeah, well, let's do that. We're so late into the game, this isn't even really needed. But it would be nice to have it, because I think I am starting to run out of iron. Yeah, so I've only got whatever's in here, which isn't loads. But at least we can say we've got it. Deep miner, steel, electrum, environment constantin. Do I have any steel? Not enough. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't have the iron. Okay. No, deep drills can wait. I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm not urgent for it anyway. I can just take my sentinels and go and do loads of mining. Let's not do that. I may do some mining between episodes. Increased power production / storage. That is just an ongoing thing. That is never... It's never going to be something that we go and do. Like, until we need it. So let's not worry about that right now. Airlock safety. No suit, no service. That I would like to do. So... I need to figure it out. But basically... I need to... I basically need to make sure that the suit has to be in the airlock in order for it to turn off. For it to turn on, sorry. That's what I want to do. And the easiest way of doing that would be to connect this airlock so it gets all of its data and its power through a transformer. And then I just toggle that transformer on or off. Now, the power is only... Yeah, this is all just airlock in here. It doesn't connect to anything else. It's just this line here. So all I need to do is put a transformer there. So let's do that. Do I have a spare transformer? I don't know. 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 No, I don't. So, transformer, please. We only need one. And we're not using it for the transformer kind of functionality. What is that? Trigger plate. Oh, yes, I was going to use one of those for chickens back on the moon, wasn't I? And never did. Whoops. Right. Turn my lenses on. I don't need the lenses on. I can see the cable without them. So if I do this and then do that, we'll just set it to, it doesn't matter because we're not going to put anything else on this line anyway. If I turn that on, there we go. Airlock's got power. Turn it off. Airlock has no power. Okie dokie. So I need something that can detect the suit. Now, if we... I don't think we'll be able to do this with normal suit. What do we have? So we have position X we can use. Entity state. Dead, unconscious, or alive expressed as a state integer. We could do the position X and the position Y, but I need to figure out how much space we have. Like, is the Y is the X and the Y coordinate relative to each frame? Do I have a GPS card? I do not. Let's make a GPS card. I'm only assuming this is the right way of doing this. I mean, if I look at the occupancy sensor, doesn't have anything else. I mean, that's only going to read from me as a person anyway. I genuinely don't know how to do this, so let's see if I can figure it out. We'll do that one. Put the plant analyzer there. Right. How are we looking? Let's have a look. So if I stand in here, it's 11. I should always... No, it isn't. I have 10, 0. 10, 0. Got 11 here. Wait, what? 12. Oh, okay, so each frame... Right, it's the Z. So if I stand on the border of two frames, I've got negative 54. Negative 55. Negative 56. Is that the best way of doing that? I mean, I could read... How else would you read whether the suit is in there? The quantity variable will show the number of players. You can configure this to only detect players who hold the correct access card using a cartridge in a handheld tablet. That's not what we want. We want the... I wonder if... I'm just curious. I don't know if the suit being in there, the chip is still running. My guess would be it isn't. So in theory, what I want to know is whether... Can I broadcast from my suit when I have it on? So if I import this code, because all it's doing is this, and you know what, to be honest, I don't even want this anymore. I don't need it. It's fine. Let's get rid of all of that. So I would need... What do I need? What do I need? Doesn't the code have to be on the base? Look, this is mirroring the hard suit. So on the code that we have for this, which I think is this one. Yeah, the transmitter. So I wonder... I wonder. Because what can I... Let me go get my laptop. I know what I want to do. I don't know how to go about it. But there must be a way of making sure that I can't get out of the base without the suit on. So what happens if I... Well, we'll take that out for now. Let's take you. Import. Because what this is doing... This checks whether I am in a room. Like, it loads from all the occupancy sensors the quantity. So, what I could do... Well, no, this works... No, this doesn't work that way, because this reads the player, not the suit. So, if I go back to suit... How can I read from this where I am? Okay, I think the best way of figuring this out is going to be to read from that transmitter the different states of when I'm wearing it versus when I'm not wearing it. So, let me just chuck this down for a second. Whoops. I'm going to go for... We're going to go for a logic reader. We're just going to chuck this on the floor for now. So let me make a mess of this. And put the logic reader here. We're figuring everything out, so... I apologize, but this may just take me a second. We're going to get this connected. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I need to get a visual display of kind of what's happening in the suit. Because I don't bloody know. Without getting Sophie's character in here, I wouldn't know what that suit is reading when I'm wearing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull in from the logic transmitter. That one. Oh yeah, and then I want to read... Right, so we've got power. So obviously we're reading power 1. Don't think that changes. No, it doesn't.
Hunger, caution.
Okay. We read error. There is no error, that's fine. The pressure is that. So we can see that the pressure is going down. And going back up. I assume by holding it, it doesn't change? Nope. That doesn't matter anyway, we don't care about that. Activate. Activate is 3. Pick it up. Doesn't change. So, don't know what that is. We've got lock. The setting is 0. Put it on the floor. Setting is 0. If I wear it, setting is 0. This is definitely working, right? I think. Yeah, so we've got our ratio stuff. We don't care. Pressure setting, temperature setting, filtration, air release X. I don't know why that's all over the place. If I go over here, you can see it's 3.9, 3.1, 3.0. So that may be the only way of doing it. But what else we got? So we've got our YZ. Velocity, magnitude, relative. Oh, that's velocity. We don't care about that. Sound alert. Logic. We don't care about all this. Reference ID. That's not going to be that. Forward X. So that's which way it's facing, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so not that. Orientation. It's obviously going that way. That is fine. Velocity, velocity, velocity. Entity state -1. -1. 0. Ah, we could do that. Yeah, so the entity state is -1 where there's no entity. But if I wear it, I've got an entity state of 0. Which I think 0 means I'm alive. Or at least I hope it says I'm alive. Yeah. So all we've got to do... This reaches, I think, is it infinite? So all we need to do is make sure that transformer stays off whilst I'm not wearing the suit. So what I need to do is I need that transformer to be feeding power from the main network, which is over here. Just because I've already got the transmitter, there's no point in building another one of them. Might as well just recable. This is the hard line here. Getting that over there is going to be a challenge. Although not really, because I can bring it down here, straight across and into the airlock. Well, into the transformer. So maybe I'll do that. Whoops. So if I go for cable, I was kind of hoping... Oh, I can get it. So if I just stick these in here, just so I can remove this cable. Like so. And you are going to be heavy cable. Now what I want to do is I need to run this all the way over to this guy here. So it's easier just to come down. That's light cable. This is heavy cable. So I know this could be easier if I just use the mod, but I'm not doing it. It's my own fault. What the hell is that one doing there? Who the hell knows? Right. Bring this across. Oh, is that a heavy cable? Ah, you fool. Although I don't know what that heavy cable's for. Let's avoid that. Yeah, just paint your cables. It make more sense. Nope. No. 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 I refuse to be that organized. Bring this all the way across here. Like so. Okay. Airlock has power. Airlock is absolutely fine. Now, I'm going to label this to airlock power. And the logic port on this is the input. Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. Turn that off. I need to replace that battery anyway, so let me sort that out. There we go. Okie dokie. So, all I need to do, and I could put it onto that chip there. Let me make sure I've got that imported. I'm pretty sure I did. We just need the end state to be 0. Because it's not gonna... There's no point in me reading the helmet. Because realistically, if I'm putting my suit on, I'm going to question where my helmet is. So that's not an issue. I just need to make sure that equals 0. So, we already have the transmitter aliased. So what we'll do is up here, we will load into R0 from the transmitter, the entity state. Set equal to 0, where R0 equals R0. Save to the airlock power the on as R0. Up here, we just need to alias the transmitter. So airlock, not transmitter, you fool. Transformer. And let's change that. Like so. So load the transmitter to the state, check that it's equal to 0, save that to the transformer. That is it. Export that. It's going to error. But that's okay. Get my screwdriver. Why does it not want line 2? What's wrong with line 2? Oh, yeah, idiot. There we go. Export. Turn you on. Turn you off. There we go. Right, I need airlock power is what I called it. That one. So, if we go and check that, at the moment it has power. If I take it off, no power. There's a bit of a delay there, but it is what it is. But now I can't operate the airlock, which is perfect. Put the suit on, and the transformer comes on. If I was in here, for whatever reason, I try to turn that on, it just goes back off. I mean, I wouldn't do that, obviously. I know not to do that. But there we go. We have safety, so we hopefully cannot kill ourselves. I don't think it'll be an issue. I think I've been playing the game long enough, but it's just good to kind of know how to do that going forward, because I'm always trying to figure out how to make things Sophie-proof. And that is something that is going to come in very handy going forward. I've just walked all the way in here for some cereal bars. Forgot that I've got my blue lockers everywhere. Fool. But yeah, so I could comfortably put my suit on here now and know that I won't accidentally go and burn my lungs off. 221. We're looking good. We're looking good, guys. You're doing good work. Right. I think I should probably strip this airlock out. It's not needed, clearly. We've gone a little while now without the need for this airlock, so bye-bye. Nope, I need the wrench. You and you. You're erroring. What a shame. Stick you on the floor. Screwdriver your ass off. There we go. Drill that. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need... You were just the airlock. Yeah, there is literally nothing in there. So what I'll do is we'll do that. I just need to be careful that I don't lose that gas. Not that it matters too much, but you know, let's be careful. That can go. That can go. That can go. And then I've got just that one there. Give me the pipe. Gone. Gone. Turn you off for a second. That sensor can go. And to... Whoops. No. To be honest, that guy can go as well. Yeah. I think that's fine. What I should do as well is I've got lights on the windows on the walls. I should... Well, no. Actually, I need an internal door, don't I? Here. What am I doing? Just pick all this up. Sophie would go ballistic. Internal door. This is not an internal door kit, so I can't do that. How are we doing, by the way, in here? Oh, you're empty. You're not doing anything. Oh, Larry. Get some work done. I want an internal door kit, because I want to get that light working as well in there. Right. Oh, we have a spare passive vent. You know what that means? Bye-bye. Oh, actually, I don't need this either. Oh, that one can go. Gone. Right. Quickly tidy up. You go there. You go there. I've massively condensed down my liquid pipes now that I've got water throughout the base, which is very nice. Got nowhere to put my glass. Goes there. You don't think I'm going to need them. I could recycle them, but not right now. Still got that frame. Those doors we will keep. Unless I already have multiple doors. I don't. So we'll keep you for now. You're a console. You're an active vent. Console can go there. Okie dokie. I need internal door. Why are you on? Because you are still processing stuff. I have more reagent for you, actually. We've got all this crap. Which I'm pretty sure is just going to be crappy silicon. Pretty positive about that. I also don't think I can stack this anymore. No. Let me tidy up. No. There's coal, charcoal, and rubbish in here. There we go. Nice and tidy. Right. What we're doing? Door. So interior doors. Just print one of those off for me. Whilst I'm in here. So we have done the airlock safety. Boom. Faster airlock. I don't think I can get this any faster, to be honest. I think that is for the airlock at the top. I don't think I'm going to worry about that. The airlock is the speed it is. What I do want to do on this airlock, however, let me go get my data disk. I want to set the outside pressure to 0. Oh, you fool. I don't have my suit, which means I can't turn the airlock on to configure it. Right, you come with me. I don't need the helmet, which is dangerous. Obviously. But I want to set this to 0. There we go. We'll be fine now. That will speed it up a little bit, because I won't have to remember to keep pressing the cancel button. But as for speed, I'm already using the large vents. I'm not going to worry too much about it. The only other way of speeding it up... well, this is it. Because I've got both sides to 0, there is no way, apart from using multiple vents. I could set a vent so that if one vent is on, another vent comes on outside of this. But it's not an issue, really. Okay, these doors, what do they need to be built? Interior door. We'll just go for glass, why not? Need 2 glass sheets. I have 1 glass sheet. Make me another. I need silicon. Crap. Are you oh no, you're fine, we'll use you. Just one of those, please. Thank you. What we're going to do is put that there. Glass sheets in. And this now registers 2 different rooms. Now, I don't have an occupancy sensor in here. I do, I think, have an IC circuit there, though. Is that icy? Yes, I have 2. Fantastic. Turn that off. Because what I would like to do is this. Well, that light doesn't turn on. That's like never used. That was originally connected to the airlock, but we obviously don't have the airlock anymore. So what I would like to do is we'll remove that light, not needed, because we have lights inside there anyway. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. You can go. And instead, we want to connect. I mean, if I just bring that one here, that's somewhat in the center of the room. So we go for the round light because they just look nice. Get some normal cable. And I'll just reuse this connection here. Okay, we have power. Amazeballs. And then I'm going to need occupancy sensor, which I've got rid of. And we're going to stick this. I mean, I could just... You're connected to the room. We've got a lot of cables there. I could probably tidy up. Actually, let's do that. Let me rip out that wall piece. Let's just sort this out. Like so. That's looking better. We've also got all this over here. I mean, that obviously isn't needed, so... You... Oh, man. Look at the mess I've made here. It makes sense for that to loop over. Let me... turn this off. If I don't need it, it's a bit annoying to see. You and you. Okay, you're nothing, you're nothing. We'll keep you... what's that heavy cable going to? That heavy cable is coming there and then going to there. So actually what we'll do is we'll get rid of all of this. Plus you. You're connected to that AP. Oh, that's our input line. That has to stay. We can tidy it up though. Okay. I mean, to be honest, that could have gone straight on and up, but what are you going to do? Then we will rotate that light. So it comes this way. And then we will go for a cable there and there. And then I think just for... Is there anything there? Is there anything there? Or have I just dumped stuff in places? No, we have a logic reader. Maybe a vending machine? What? It's not even on. Can't remember what I had that for. Why was I thinking a vending machine? I genuinely do not know. Unless it was connected to something else, which I've since taken down. I mean, either way, this isn't needed. So let me get rid of this. Realistically, I only need this main power line now to be connecting this room. It does not need to come into the room. So if we just tidy that bit up there and have that do that, that's much tidier. Now we don't have the heavy cable in here. I don't think that's going to have broken anything. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're fine. So we've got power to our light. Let's stick our... Well, let's turn these off. Stick all of our war pieces back in, apart from the IC housing. More steel sheets, thank you all. Oh, yeah. We need to tidy that up. So you're the light and the water drinking fountain. Let's just make you a couple of nice corners. I think we're good. So let me turn that off. Stick you back in there. Okay. I'm missing a steel sheet. I'm still missing a steel sheet, but we're not going to worry about that right now because I need that one off anyway. Right, last time we're going to turn these on. I need to stick an occupancy sensor somewhere in this room, so I can just put it here. Get you there. Turn that off. Now, because there's a single light, and a single occupancy sensor, I'm just going to connect those to the pins. I'm not going to do anything too fancy. So stick you there, you come with me. We're going to make this viewing area OC sensor. Viewing area light. Okay. And then I need to grab you. You have one spare pin. And you have no spare pins. I mean, we can load from that. We can. Oh, let's try the load device thing. I need the configuration card. Yeah, let's see if this works on single player because it did not bloody work on multiplayer. The multiplayer on this game needs a bit of work. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a configuration card. Wait, do I? No. Make one of them. And then the GPS chip can go there. I'll take you. Thank you. Thank you. Put you in there. Right. So if we looked at this guy, we can see his reference ID is $8AE25. 8AE25. I ain't gonna remember that. Probably shouldn't even be trying, but it's fine. Let's import that. Right. We are going to define the viewing area sensor to, and then let me just check that again. 8AE25. 8AE25 with the dollar symbol at the start. 8AE25. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, that's that one. The light is 8ACCC. So we're going to go 8ACCC. Define WI viewing area light to dollar that. Okay. Here we're just going to load into R0. Oh no, load device into R0 from the viewing area sensor, the quantity. And because there's only me on this game, I can, because it's only ever going to be 1 or 0. So I can save device to the viewing area light. The on is R0. And that should do it. Now, assuming there is nothing else. Okay. That is piece of piss. So, multiplayer is a pain in the bum. Basically. There is nothing more. There's nothing complicated about that. That is easy. And where's my steel sheet? But yeah, so going forward, I will start potentially doing that to get around pins. The possibilities are endless, really. Well, not endless, because you've only got 128 lines, but you know what I mean. The possibilities are expanded. But I'm glad that wasn't me. I'm glad that was a multiplayer bug. And I wasn't just being thick. Boom. Okay, if I get my suit... No, let's not... We don't need to go in there. It's fine. Let's just leave it. We've got it down to 213.8 degrees, so it's looking good. It's looking very, very good. What I should probably do... Well, no. So basically, I always need that to be cooling. I'm just trying to think. So when this gets to, say, 0, it's going to continue to cool. Now, because it's nitrogen... We've got some way before it becomes a problem. So it's going to get to negative 84. Now that's absolutely fine. However, we do not want it to freeze past that point. So when it starts getting to lower temperatures, we need to think about that. Now, the winter spawn are always going to cool. There's no way of turning that off because the winter spawn are going to cool the room. We've already got a system in place basically removing the cold or heating the room, however you want to figure it out, phrase it, whatever. So it makes sense for us to control the temperature of the nitrogen itself external to this room. So what I think I'll do when we start getting down to that is set up a system in which we dump some heat into that to keep it from getting too cold. And that will only come on if it gets too cold. So, obviously, if our base is dumping heat into it, not an issue. And because we're on Venus, that should be pretty easy to do. So that is probably what I'll do. All I need is some nitrogen in another pipe. Does it have to be nitrogen? Yeah. I need it to be nitrogen because it's going to... If I turn off the heating or the cooling, whatever, I risk it freezing, and I don't want that. I'm going to stop talking. We'll worry about that when we get to it. That will be okay. So, we've just done that light and all that kind of fun stuff, so that's good. Now, I'm going to remove produce... No, we'll leave produce water on there as a last minute thing that we might potentially do. CO2 farm. I don't know why I wrote that down, because we have access to unlimited CO2. I don't know what my thinking was at that point. So that can go. Phase change cooling, we're not doing that on this playthrough. We are going to be solely working towards winter spawn cooling. So that is fine. Smarter suit. Yes, so the idea here was that I want the suit to close the helmet automatically depending on the external atmosphere. Now, my problem with this, because I was looking at it and I don't really know the best way of doing it. So you can read, obviously, the temperature external. If it's too hot, we can close the helmet. Fine. You can read the pressure external, I think. Pressure... Oh, where's pressure external? Oh, there. So we can read the pressure external. If the pressure is too low or too high, close or open the helmet. Perfectly fine. What I don't see here is a way to read the external ratios. Because this here is, it says in device atmosphere. Now, if we just check this for a second, because I'm a little bit... I don't really know how to do this. So you can see here we've got a little bit of water. Okay, in the room. But that water is not in my suit. So let's go and have a quick look. Device configuration. Oh, you can't do it like that. That doesn't matter. We'll do it from that that logic reader. So if I just remove this. Okay, because we're not using this. This is just for testing, and I should probably turn it off as well when I'm done with it. So if we just flick this, if we go for ratio water. Where's ratio water? Or ratio H2O, whatever you want to call it. Where is it? Not even an issue. Oh, there we go. Ratio water. Okay, it's currently 0. Which means it's reading from inside the suit. Or is it the helmet? 1 second. If I close the helmet. Yeah, look, there's no water. But we have water in here. Okay. Now, granted, 0%. Fine. Let's try it with nitrogen. Whoops. So, if I do ratio nitrogen. That's liquid nitrogen. I don't want that. Go on, where's nitrogen? Hydrogen, polluted water, ratio nitrogen. Okay. You can see there 0.004. Well, I'm sorry. There's 2.61 in here. That is inside the suit. That's what that is. I don't know why there's nitrogen in the suit. I think that's probably because I had the helmet open whilst I obviously came in. Well, I'm inside the base. I mean, I could put a filter in and I would clear that up. But yeah, this is only internal to the suit. So the only way I will be able to get a smart suit to the point that I want it to close, because the reason I want this is because if I was in my suit and I went into the winter spawn room, there is volatile in that room. I need my suit to close. But I don't see a way of reading the ratio of the gases outside of the suit from the suit. I don't think you could do anything from the helmet. Whoops. I mean, obviously you can read the ratio stuff, but that's inside the helmet. That's not anything. So the only way I can see of doing this, and it just doesn't seem like viable, is to read the room that I'm in, then from that same room read the ratio of gas that you've got, and if the two match, then the suit needs to close. But the suit needs to receive that signal from the base, and I don't know if you can do that. Like, can I write to that transmitter to tell my suit to close the helmet? Is the question. So actually, you know what? Let's test that, because I don't know. That is the wrong panel. I'm not sure. If we change this to become a logic writer, okay, and we change this to be logic transmitter, okay, in is what's in. Wait, what? What's all this? Oh yeah, because I need to have something displaying a figure, don't I? I need a memory. A memory. There we go. Memory. So if I stick you there and put you back over here. get you connected. Right. So, the memory, we've got it set to 0. If we have a look at the helmet, oh, I already had it on there. The open, obviously, is 1 is going to be open, otherwise 0. So, in theory, if I write a 0 to that logic transmitter, so if I just go to memory. So, in needs to be test memory. Yep. And out needs to be the open. Oh no, because the... No. Because we're not... see, this is only writing to the suit, not to the helmet. Now, the suit can write to the helmet, but can the base write to the helmet? Oh, that's difficult. Okay, 1 second. So if I... What's... on the hard suit, just like everything, there is a setting option. We have setting. But I don't know what that is on the suit. If I... let me think. If I take... I want a reader first. Read from the suit the setting. In is the logic transmitter. Yeah, that guy. And then I want you to read the setting. The setting is 0. Okay. If I take the suit off, it is 0. Still that. Is there anything I could turn on or off on this? If I take the power out,
Power critical.
still 0. I assume the filters don't have any bearing on it. Nope. Take the oxygen out,
Air tank critical.
still 0. So I think the setting is probably something that we can use and store values to. So as a test, let me put the writer back, take in the test memory, out to the logic transmitter, and then to the setting. Okay. Now I am going to change this to a 1. That is a 10. That is a 0.1. 1. There we go. So if I do that, that has now wrote to my suit 1. Nothing has happened. Everything is fine. The suit is still functioning. If I drop it on the floor, get my configuration card. I'd have to get a bloody thing. Let me put a reader down as well. Blimey. No, not there, because I'll forget about the cables. Do it there. And then, oh my goodness, if I grab this, oh my god, okay. Do this, do this, do this, do this, and do that. And then logic reader, take in the logic transmitter, and then just want the setting. Oh, their setting. So currently we've got a setting of 1 because we're writing to it. If I change this to 0, there's our setting of 0. So then what I can do is chuck that there for a second. I need the chip. Put you in there. Import you. Okay, so get rid of all this crap because we don't need it. Okay, we can load into R0 from the Uh, from the DB, the setting. Yeah. And I think what we can do is I think the helmet is slot D0 alias the helmet to D. I think. I don't know if it's 0 or 1, but we'll find out. So save to the helmet. The open as R0. Export that code. I put that in. Okay, my helmet is currently closed. Okay. Absolutely fine. And we're getting that from the setting. So, if we now... So, I'm not touching my helmet. If I change this to 1, it opened my helmet. Closes my helmet, okay? So, that is how we can get the base to tell my suit to do something. We're just using that setting. The problem I have with this is that I have to read from each individual room. So it needs to know which room I'm in, and you can do that via coordinates. Whoops. Oh! No! I'm gonna suffocate myself. Ooh. Why is my oxygen so low? Is that because of that? So I'm breathing now. That's fine. My helmet is closed, so that's keeping me alive. So let me just get the helmet to open up again. Oh, that one. Okay, we're fine. So yeah, you could try and do coordinates. I'm not doing coordinates. I no idea. I'm not even going to try. So I need... It needs to know which sensor I currently am at. So I need to set up a code that probably branches. Because it would have to branch through every sensor. Because I can't load batch from them, because it'll load what every single room is, and then it'll just my suit will react accordingly, regardless of where I am. It doesn't matter. We can force the suit itself. If the external pressure and temperature are like a problem, it'll just close, and we'll have that as a jump back to start. So I'm always safe. If that isn't the case, then we want the code to loop and do something, but that has to be done on the base side. Now, so what we'd have to do is, for example, we're currently in this room, okay? So we would load from the occupancy sensor the quantity, or the occupied, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then if that is a 1, or if I am in this room, branch to the checks for that room. So then what it would have to do is load from a second sensor the gas, the ratio of oxygen, ratio of nitrogen, ratio of volatile, whatever. And then do the check, and then depending on that check, write it to the suit. It feels like a lot of work for very, very little gain. I would have to label every single occupant sensor would have to be on the same network, which, to be fair, well, they're not, because this occupant sensor belongs to a separate room. That occupant sensor in there is also on this room. So that doesn't... So at the moment, the winter spawn room won't work. I would have to have a separate transmitter in here to figure out where I am. Or have another occupant sensor in there connected to the same network so that my logic circuit can communicate with it. For the sake of me doing this... Oh, well, I can't because I'm obviously right into the helmet. But yeah, for the sake of doing that, it's a lot of work, which if I was going to do that, I should have planned for it right at the start. Because I should have like ran my cable through, kept it all tidy and whatever else. I'd also need to make sure it wasn't doing anything. Like if every occupant sensor is reading back as 0, assume that I'm outside. And at which point you should be closing my helmet if I'm outside. But again, it's... Oh no, I was going to say it's planet specific. It's not planet specific because you don't want your helmet open on any planet. So it is. I think it is possible. I just don't think it's something that I can do on this playthrough very easily, or anything that I want to do. Let me turn that off. That is something that I may... Why can't I do that now? They're off. Let me set you back to that. So it's set to 0. Oh, it's the bloody code on my thing, innit? Of course. Rats. Is it? Hash. Yeah, we'll just hash that out for now. Put you in there. Export that. There we go. All is good. So yeah, that is something that I'm going to do in the future, but that's the problem, that it's very complex for what you want to do. I mean, it's great, don't get me wrong. As far as safety goes, it's amazing. The fact that you're constantly monitoring your base to make sure your character doesn't die. Bravo to anyone who's already done that. For me, I ain't doing that on this playthrough. Because, yeah, it's a bit difficult. But it is possible. So smarter suit, I know how to do it. I'm just not gonna do it. So that can go away. Printer stackers. We have printer stackers. Huh? Not quite, lady. Filter is fine. Yeah, printer stackers. What was I on about? Oh, yes. So I can automate. So while this is on, turn that off. While it's off, do that. And because I can do the device loading and whatever else, I don't need pins. So I can put this onto any IC that's on this network. Now, do I have an IC on this network? I don't think I do. Because you're connected to the main power, aren't you? So you're not actually on the workshop. So it's everything past this transformer. And nothing past this transformer has an IC. So I need another IC housing. Now, I do not have a housing or a chip. So let's sort that out. Okay, so I've got my circuit and I've got my housing. As for where I'm putting this, it doesn't really matter. I've not been very organized at all on this playthrough. So let me just grab that. We'll put it there. When we have the update, or on the next playthrough, whatever comes first, I'm gonna use roll covers. We're gonna paint cables. We're gonna make some difference. Yeah. So, what I need is I need to get all of the bloody device numbers from all of these printers and stackers. So, give me like half an hour and let me do this. To that. And then, okay, so I've got all the numbers. All I need to do is put the dollar signs before all of them. So we're going to do that now. And that one. Boom. Okay, I just need to very quickly go and repair the solar panels. Oh no, my airlock doesn't turn on. Well, that's because I got to do this. Ta-da! Okay, solar panels repaired. So we are all good out there. Let's continue with this. So this is pretty straightforward, to be honest. I know that this could be more complex, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. We're going to go to start, yield, jump to start. Very simply, this is just going to be a load device into R0 from the auto leave. So you know what I say, let's change the names of these. Let's go A1, A1S. And we'll go auto leave. Auto leave stacker. Okay, there we go. So then what we'll do is we'll just do A1, A1S. We'll go B2. Oh no, A1. We'll go A2, A2S. A3, A3S. A4, A4S. A5, A5S. Okay, I mean, to be honest, these should probably be P. So printer 1 stacker, printer 2 stacker, so on and so forth. There we go. So we can load device into R0 from P1, the on. Okay, we can then save device to P1S, the on as R0. Okay, and then we can just copy. So 5 printers, 5 lines of code. So that'll be P2, that'll be P3, that'll be P4, and that'll be P5. And the same with this. So we'll copy you, that'll be P2S, P3S, P4S, P5S. And that is it. So if I just do that, tidy up those lines. Realistically, you probably would put these in the stack to avoid having to use multiple lines. But it's been a while since I've done anything with the stack since Europa, so I'm not going to get into that right now. So if we export this, stick that in here, turn it on, let's test it. So I turn the auto leave on, stagger comes on, turn it off, goes off. Turn it to an electronics printer on, turn you on, turn you off, turn you off, turn you on, turn you on. So that's quite cool. And I can't just turn the stacker on without turning the printer on. So that is load device and save device working perfectly. What I'm going to do with this code as well is I'm going to try, not now, but I'm going to try and see if I can write to the printers how many to make. So let's say I wanted, I don't know, say I want like 30 steel sheets. I set to 30, trigger the print. Because on the printers, I need to search for auto leave. I think I've seen... Where's the logic stuff? Oh no, not this stuff. Thank God. So we've got this export count. So I think what we do is when we press the button. Oh, how do I do that? Because can I read when the button is pressed? Usually means running, otherwise 0. Clear memory. When set to 1, clears the counter memory export count. Will set itself back to 0 when actioned. So what we could do is every time we set this to 1, it could clear the memory. So do we just What's the best way of doing it? I mean, you could do it per device. I don't know if it's the best way of doing it, but you could load the on. It says when it's set to 1, it clears it. So we don't want it to clear every time it's running, do we? So you'd have to clear the printer somehow. Or the other option is you read the export count. What we could do is, because we're loading the on, after we save to the R0, we could also say not this, and then write that. So while the printer is on, it's not changing the export count. That's like 2 extra lines of code for every printer. I mean, we've got enough. I don't know if it's the most efficient way of doing that, but we could not R0, and then save device to the P1 export count, capital E, as R0. So if that is 1, that'll set to 0, which means it's going to save 0. So only when it's 1 will it thingy. We never have to set that back to 0. So I think we can just copy this, put it there, put it there, put it there, put it there, and then this goes after the, whoops, not there. We put that after the knots. But then this one needs to be P2. This one needs to be P3. This one needs to be P4. This one needs to be P5. Okay. So at the moment, so if I confirm that and export that. Which column? Line 15. What have I done wrong at line 15? Save to device. P1. Oh, it's not export count, is it? It's clear memory. You fool. Clear memory. We want to read from the export count. Confirm. Okay, so if I get my tablet out, so you can see there we will have export count at 1693. Now, if I turn that on for a second, the export count is still 1693. Oh. Because if that's currently off, we know the code's working because the stack is doing a thing. But why is the export count? If I just make some steel sheets. I can't make steel sheets. Make me something. What can you make me? Make me a coffee mug. The export count didn't reset. Rats. Why is that not doing that? Because if a bit is 1, it becomes 0. If a bit is 0, so we'll change. I don't think not works because I don't think it's, yeah, it's not what I'm thinking. If we do, is it set equal to 0? Let's try that instead. I think I've had this problem before. It's me not understanding the code. Knots don't work the way I thought they would, or the 1s and the 0s aren't like being represented as what I think they are. So let's try this. So if I turn you off, there we go. So look, the export count has now changed. So the export count gets reset every time it's used. So if I do this, we've got 1, we've got 2, turn it off, gets reset to 0. Perfect. Okay. I now have coffee mugs. I will stick these over here. There's 2. I will just put them all on the table. Why not? We'll just say we had some messy people. There we go. That'll be fine. But that's how that works. So now I should be able to do the same here. So your export count is currently set to 0 because it was 0. Print out some cables. Got a 1. Got a 2. Turn it off. Got a 0. Perfect. And then all I need to do, I don't know how I can do this per printer though. I'm not sure. I guess, so the idea would be, I turn this on. Okay. I set this to, let's say I wanted 50 of something. I wanted 50 cables. I need to load that in. And then I need it to wait for the export count to hit 50. But yeah, I think that'll be fine because the thing is you can't really create. I can't do branching because I want all the printers to work simultaneously. That's not how you say that word, but you know what I mean. So I can't really do branching and skip the other printers because I might have multiple printers working at the same time. Now one option would be each printer has its own chip, but that can't be the only way of doing it, surely. So instead, do we just, and this is going to be like tremendous amount of lines of code, but I want to try and get it onto one chip. So do we, at each section, do the check? Because we're already loading whether the device is on or off, okay? So we know if it's on, then that's fine. We can reuse this. And then we're obviously flipping that to then clear the memory. But if we did after this, well, no, what we'll do is save into R1 that, and then that becomes R1. So if I do that on all of these, okay. So we load into R0, and then when we do the flip, we save it into R1. Now, after each printer, what I also want to do is I want to check the export count. So surely all I need to do is load from the stacker. I'm guessing if we look for stacker, it's probably just the setting, isn't it? Let me, so if we look at this stacker, oh, so we've got the on, the setting is 50, that is 50. If I do that, the setting becomes 40. So we just need to load from that the 40. And then if it's set, if it's greater than or equal to that, so the export count, then we deactivate the printer. Or we turn it off. No, we could turn it off because then the next time we turn it on, it'll export. But what we could do is don't turn it off. Just wait for it to finish and stay on, and then that way this is just us controlling this. Might be a better option. Maybe. So let's try this. We're getting on a bit for time, but it's fine. It's fine. So if we load device, from P1S. No. So, let me think. This bit didn't matter because we're not going to be reusing the on, but I'm going to keep it separate anyway, just in case I need to reuse this. We can reuse R1 though. So load device into 1 from the P1S, the setting. And then set greater than or equal. Is there equal, greater or equal to? If A is greater than or equal to B. Okay. So set into R2. I need to load the export count, don't I, each time as well. So load the setting, and then load device into R1 from the P1, the export count. Set greater than. That needs to be R2. So let's just do R3. Let's do a Sophie thing, shall we? Let's use multiple registers. So R3. So if greater than or equal to. So if the export count is greater than or equal to the setting, then we need to basically deactivate the printer. So if we look at autolave again, we've got the activate. So we can write 0 to it. So if the export count, so if P2, no, not P2, R2, R1. So if R2 is greater than R1, this becomes a 1, else it's a 0. And then what I need to do is, because the problem is it's not going to reset itself. So I probably do need to turn off the printer. Because once it's done, I need it to turn off, which in turn will reset the export count. Because if I leave the export count, that's not export security. R-I-T-Y. R-I-T. Sorry, got a bit of finger there. So if I don't turn the printer off, then what's going to happen is if I save to the printer the activator 0, it's going to constantly save the activator 0. I would have to turn it off and turn it on again for that reset count to do its thing. I could do some, like, I could jump relative, so depending on if it's still active, then obviously pass certain parts of the code. But all I need to do here is set equal to 0 into R3. So is R2 greater than R1? Yes. Okay, it's going to become a 1. Is it equal to 0? No, becomes a 0. Let's say we then save device to P1, the on as R3. That'll turn it off. But if the export count is less than the setting, so is R2 greater than R1? No, that's a 0. So then is that the problem with this is this will turn the printers back on when they're not in use. because what it will do is it will reset the export count. Which in turn, when it gets back to this code, it will then reload the export count, convert this to a 1, turn the printer back on. So I need to clear memory. So maybe I don't clear the memory up here. Maybe what I do... so I'm going to get rid of this. Get rid of that. So is it on? Turn the stacker on. What is the setting of the stacker? What is the amount of the export? Is the export greater than the setting? This is the invert. So here, if the export count is greater than the setting, then this is where we need to write R3. No, we don't. Wait, yes we do. Yeah. So if we save device to the P1, which is the auto leave, clear memory is R3, and then think. So if it's on, okay, we've hit what we wanted to do because it's greater than or equal to that. So that becomes a 1, which means we cleared the memory. Now I need to use the 1 to turn off the printer whilst ensuring I don't turn it back on. Because what will happen is when it's out, so we say we cleared the memory, so that our printer is on 0, but our stack is still on 50. It'll come back here and it'll go, oh, is the export count greater than? No. 0. So then we aren't going to clear the memory because it's not greater than. The printer could still be running at this point. So I think what we also need to do is we need to check whether the printer is active. So at this point, I can start reusing R0. To be fair, let's tidy this up a bit. So we'll go R0, R1, R2, R1, R0. And then that can be R2. Okay, so we've cleared the memory. But then what we need to do is reload the... We need to load whether it's active or the activate. And then depending on that, jump or line. So load device from the P1. Whoops. It's... no. Load device into R0 from the P1. The activate. If it's active, leave it the fuck alone. Set greater or equal to. Save the clear memory as R2, which will be whatever it is. Doesn't matter too much. Then load whether the device is active. What do I want to do here? I need to branch relative, don't I? Because if the printer is on, if the printer's on, oy vey. Okay, so if it's active... No, because it's going to be active even if it's still printing, so we don't want to just skip it. So we need to, at this point... that's greater than that, so that's a 1. Oh man. We're gonna have to do branching. Gonna have to do branching. The clear memory is how we're gonna stop it from printing. I don't know if that's the best way of doing it. If the export count is greater than the setting, that's going to be 1. But maybe at this point we should be turning off the printer. I should probably also check that the export count isn't 0. So here we will set not equal to 0. R1. No, into R2. R1. Bear with me. Bear with me. And then here,
hydration critical.
We'll get some water. So we load device, the export count, that's fine. We also check that the export count is not equal to 0. So if the export count is not 0 and the export count is greater than the setting. So we go and we'll just reuse R0, R0, and then we go R2 and R3. So R1 cannot equal 0, fine. R1's got to be greater than that, fine. Combine both of those together. If that is a 1, then we want to clear the memory using R0. And then here I think we need to do a relative jump. So if is it JR? Can't remember what the thing is. Is it? Oh, it's branch into. You don't jump relative. It's branch relative. So BRGT. If A is greater than B, so maybe not, but so branch relative. So if R1 equals 1, we've just cleared the memory. So it's going to be branch relative equal. So let's say we're going to go down, for now, let's go down 2 lines. So we'll go 1, 2. Where R0 is equal to 1. Or do we go 0? Because after we clear the memory, once it's done this thing, if we don't clear the memory, so if that is 0, yeah, that's right, isn't it? Branch, if R0 equals 0, we're going to skip this next bit of code. So let me just set that to 10 or something stupid. Just visual until I know what I'm doing. So then after there, let's assume that was a 1. We're going to set not equal. Oh no, actually, if we get here, if we get to this point, then we don't have to do any checks. We can just save device to the P1. The on is 0. I'm going to do that as 2. So let me just get that right in my head. So we're going to load into, so we're going to check if the printer's on, and we're going to save that same setting to the relative stacker. We're then going to load the setting from the stacker. We're going to load the setting, sorry, the export count from the printer. If we activate something, so we get 50 sheets going, it's going to check that A, is the export count equal to 0? Okay, so if we aren't using it, because down here we would have cleared the memory, so let's assume at this point, before we activate anything, that the export count will be 0. Okay, down here, it's going to fail this. Wait a second. If it's not equal to 0, that'll become 0. Sorry, if that is equal to 0, then that'll be false because it's not equal to 0. Not equal to 0. So the fact that that is 0, that'll be a fuck's sake. Let's say the export count is 0. It's not going. I've turned it on. It's not doing anything. So the export count will be 0 because we've already cleared it. So set not equal to 0. So is this not equal to 0? Because it's 0, that becomes 0 because it is equal to 0. So at this point, R2 is 0. False. Down here, we need both of these to be true. So because R2 will be false, R0 is also false. Which means down here, we save clear memory. We're not saving anything because 0 doesn't do anything. It will set itself back to 0 when actioned. So this doesn't actually do anything. So now, where I'm branch relative, R0 equals 0, basically what we're saying is skip the next lines if that is 0. That, I think, is correct. Because if that is 0, we haven't cleared the memory, which means it's not been running. So just skip the next lines. And here we're turning the printer off. Don't turn the printer off, because if I've just turned it on, the export count will be 0. I don't need to turn it off again. So I think that might be it. I think. So what I think we do is we test that on the auto. Oh no, I'm going to delete these lines anyway. No, I'm not. Oh, I can't undo. Never mind. We're going to have to copy and paste it all anyway. So let me just get rid of all this. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Bring you back up. Jump to start and it'll just do its thing. Confirm. Let's try it. Let's just see what that does. Right, it's not erroring, so that's good. So at the moment, the printer is off. Turn it on. Okay. So first things first, what is your export count? Is 0. Why are you turning yourself back off? What have I done stupidly wrong here? So load whether it's on or off. Yeah, it's not that bit. Load the setting, load the export count. So we must be getting to here. We must be doing this. So that must be equaling 1. Now the export count of this is 0. So I know it's not that. It's the setting of that. So let's just go through this. So how have we currently got this? So the setting. So we are loading. That's saying 30. Okay. So we're getting a setting of 30. And we're getting an export count of 0. So is R1 not equal to 0? It is 0. So from this, we're getting 0. Because if we were checking if it was equal to 0, we'd be getting a 1, but we're not, we're getting a 0. So then down here, set greater than in R3, where is R1 greater than R0? Well, that is 0. That is 30. So no, that is not greater than that. So that is also a 0. And R2, R3. Well, they're both false. So this should be 0. Save device to it. Clear the memory. We got a 0. We're not doing anything. Branch equal, where R0 is equal to 0. Skip 2 lines. Why the fuck are you doing that? Because you should be jumping down here. You should be branching down here. Or are you going down to the second line? Is that going to line 2 or is that jumping down 2 lines? Relative branch to line C if A equals B. Oh, you dick. That's the wrong way around, isn't it? If A equals B, so it should be like this. Okay, 1 second. It's me. It's all me. It's always me. Export. Let's try again. Right, this time printer is on. So currently it's set to 30. There's the 30. What do I need? Have we got any silicon in here? Yeah, so if I'm going to set this to 5. Okay, and I want sheets. I want some plastic sheets because I'm running a little bit low. Let's go for 4. What should happen is it should turn off when it prints off the 4th one. 1, 2, 3. You beautiful beast. Oh, you beautiful beast. Now, the only thing I would say is that was very quick. There'll be a time when this turned off too quickly and the plastic sheets will be stuck in there. Now, if I have to, I could just turn it on and I'll export them. But that worked. Let's try that again. Just make sure it's not a fluke. This time, let's go for 6. Because it depends on where in the code the tick is. Oh, bloody yes. Because it hits 6, it's exporting just in time. What I might do, just because that seems very quick, I might put a yield in here. Just to make it wait half a tick. Let me try that again. Oh, I did a thing. Hell yes. Okay. Now we need to check, can this run concurrently? So on multiple printers. So I'm just going to paste this code back in another, well, 4 times. And let's see what happens. Okay, so I have copied and pasted that top piece of code for every printer. I've just changed the device IDs that it's using just by putting the 5s and 4s and whatever in. So now what I want to do is check that I can have 2 printers running concurrently without any issues. So I should be able to turn on all the printers without any of them turning off. Now you can see there's a bit of a delay because obviously it's having to run through the code, but it doesn't matter because by the time I press that, I go into the printer and do my thing. That's fine. So let's test. Let's set you to 20. Do you have anything I can print? I need some. I could do with some steel. Right. So if we take the steel, we'll take the silicon as well. Okay. So we take you. We take you. Let's do some insulated pipes. Because, you know, we'll always need insulated pipes. And we're going to do a stack of 20 of them. Okay, and you, I want to do cables. But I'm going to want 50 cables because, you know, we always need cables. And then you, I'm going to want you to print me out 20 plastic sheets. These two, don't need them on. It's fine. Yeah, okay, we're good. So, if I start all three of those printers, we should see both the auto lathe and the pipe bender going off, and then this one will go off shortly after. Let's see what happens. We should get 20, 50, and 20. All running simultaneously. Now, the problem that we're going to have with this code is that, obviously, there's quite a lot of code in there. The way of making this more efficient would be to use the stack and store all of the device IDs in there. So then all you do is at the top of your code, you just change your stack pointer. Now, I don't think that quite worked. We've got 20, but then we've got an extra plastic sheet there. So that is something that we're going to have to sort out. That's because of the speed of the code. That's the reason there. So I guess it depends on whereabouts it got to. They're still going, which is absolutely fine. So let me just get that out. But you can see the delay. So you guys should be getting ready to finish now, I would have thought. So we need 2 more pipes. Obviously, it also depends on how long it takes to print an item. Now that one actually ran out of steel. But, you know, it still did its thing. It still turned off. It was absolutely fine. This guy did not run out of copper. But we've only got 43 cables. Explain to me why? Maybe the... Maybe that hadn't been reset prior. Yeah, that might have already been on some when I printed out some stuff earlier, maybe. Let me try that again. Although I need to check it with another printer, won't I, really? But anyway, there is a delay in the code. The printers are working almost to a point. The bottleneck is here. And it's because it's having to go through this entire code. I guess the easiest way is, realistically, I'm probably not going to be using 3 of these printers in one go. So what I could probably do is before each printer... So what we'll do, let's go auto leave. P2 is the electronics printer. Electronics. P3 is the pipe bender. So we'll go pipe bender. P4 is tool. Tool printer. And then this one is security. We don't need the word printer. We know what they are. That's fine. Pipe bender, electronics, auto leave. So in the auto leave, we are going to branch. Well, we need to load device into R0, the P1, the on. Okay. If the printer is an on, branch equal to 0. And is it jump to line B if A is equal to 0. So if that is equal to 0, then go to electronics. Because it's constantly going through the checks anyway. Even the 2 printers at the end, which we aren't using, are still having their checks done. So I'm just going to put these checks in. So obviously, if the printer isn't on, just skip this. It's not needed. So let's put each of these under the headers here. Oh, I don't need to duplicate my code. What am I doing? So if we get rid of... Let me take that... we'll get rid of that one. Yeah, so if it's on... So no, if it's not on, just go to electronics. Done. Job done. This one... We'll put this here, but we'll change that one to... E in pipe bender. Here we'll change this one to tool, and this one change this to security. Okay, so export that. Ooh, just grab something to eat. Oh, it's nice having food and water within reach. Oh, hang on a second. Forgot about this. We are on day 272. Boom. Doing alright. Water, please. Thank you all. Right, I want to do this same test again. Okay, so you go over there. Pipe bender this time will just print out normal pipes. I need some more iron. You take that. You've got copper. And... don't really want to be printing out iron sheets. I guess we always need glass. I got any more silicon? I don't know if this is degas, so let's quickly run that through. Get some silicon smelted, and then we'll do the same test again. Even though we're going to have 3 printers on, we're still skipping these 2. So I'm hoping we'll see a drastic increase in performance on that. The printers should respond... Oh. They aren't doing their thing. Now, because... it's skipping that line of code, isn't it? So... so I guess we still need this. So actually that needs to be not there. There. So we take that out. Because the stackers still need to do their thing. I mean, that doesn't make sense though. Because when it was on, why was it then branching? Don't think that makes sense, but let's test it by moving this down anyway. And that one's fine. So if I turn you on, you aren't working now. Oh, you idiot. Because what I'm doing... No. Load the on, and then save to the stack of the same on. Interesting. Why is that a thing? What's it doing? Because it should be loading the on. Unless it's just not getting back to here. So, you'll go to electronics. You'll go to pipe bender. You'll go to tool. You'll go to security. You'll go back to the start. Which is up here. You yield. Then you go here. And then you reload the on. I'm just going to save to the DB the setting as R0. Definitely exported. You can see it's currently 0 because it's off. Turn it on. What? We haven't hit the maximum line number. Uh, 4438B. They obviously haven't changed. 443CB. No, they haven't changed, but I wouldn't expect them to change. They're all doing it. Interesting. Define the code. Let me just create a new. Let me just call this. Let's call this printer job automation. Okay, let's save the code. Clear the code. Let me just make sure it's definitely saved it, which it has. Okay, fine. Clear that. Let me clear this chip. Right, export to the chip. You shouldn't be doing anything. No, there's nothing on it. Right. Edit. Library. Override that. We're fine here. Okay. Confirm. Export. We've got data. What's going on? It works once. And then doesn't work again. Right, 1 second. Did it... Is it getting to the end? So does this, is this 2 is skipping the start, isn't it? If I put that there. No, I'm wrong. Oh, how weird is this? I mean, this we could change so it doesn't do that. It can go to the actual lines, can't it? So rather than doing branch relative to line 2, go to electronics. Instead of this, go to, whoops, pipe bender. This one goes to tool. This one goes to security. And this one goes to start. Yeah. Export. It's taken the change. What is happening? This was working fine. It can't be getting to the end of the code and stopping. Okay. What was the... There was a way of saving the line number, wasn't there? Saved the DB the setting as 15. If we look at the housing, can't remember what the thing is. Line number. Yeah. Load. So we'll just read from that the line number. Okay, let me export that. I have a... It's kind of working and then not. There's something not quite right here. I need you and I need you. Logic reader, yes. Let's call you printer housing. Get you connected. That is not correct. And you go there. Okay. In is the printer housing. Read the line number. Line number 100. And it isn't changing. Why the hell are you all the way down there? What the deuce? Wait, what? It got to 16. Then it got to 13, 16, 100. What's it doing? Save device as on. Then it would have gone here. Branch equal to 0. Go to electronics. Electronics is 27. Why the what? There's nothing down here. Hold up. Hold bloody up. If I turn all these on, does the same thing happen? I'll be right back. Right. Can we please stop playing funny buggers? Oh. What? I am losing the plot here. Autolave go to electronics, which is here. But it's getting to line 16. And then going, oh, I want to go to line 107. Like, what? That should be jumping to line B if A equals 0. That is that. So what if I put 27 in there? Oh, I don't know if that works. Ah, screw it. Let's just find out. It's not the line number, is it? It's the... I don't understand. What? Uh, 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 mm. uh, I don't know. Is this a bug? Well, I don't know what else to tell it. Why are you not going to there? Jump to here. 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 Okay. Sure. Sure thing. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what I'm telling you to do. I am telling you to go to line 107, where there is absolutely nothing down here. And yeah, sure, I haven't written in this code anywhere that you go to 107, but you do whatever the fuck you want to do. That is absolutely fine by me. What the deuce? I am very confused. Awfully confused. Here, you can see it's recognizing it as a place... Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. You can see it's working. It's doing its thing. Confirm. The size, 1519. Confirm. If I export this code, export 1519. Put it. If I turn these printers off, you're not working. Because you're down at line 107 for some reason, having a holiday. Would you like to explain yourself to me? Hey? If I have all printers off... So if all the printers are off, it goes to line 107. What if I have electronics printer on? Goes to 100. What if I turn this one on? Line 100. Turn this one on. Line 100. Turn this one on. Line 100. If I have two turned on. Line 100. Turn this one on. Line 100. Turn this one on. Line 107. What? Why? What the hell am I doing wrong? Export. Line 107. Well, at least it's bloody consistent. I get that this probably isn't the most efficient way of doing the code. I'm not doubting that for 1 second. You know what, actually? 1 second. Let's just do this. I wonder if it's just trying to run too quick and it's just crashing out. So the code is 1555. I've exported 1555. Got to line 104. What? But it's only... Oh, it got to line 46 that time. Line 46 is down here. So it's here when it would have gone to tool. So it would have gone to tool. It should have yield for a tick. Check that. Yield. Save to that. So if I now do this... Oh, this doesn't work. But if I do this... So that's working. But then I get to line 134. It did the auto leave. So it did this because we saw it change the thing. So it wouldn't have branched to electronics because this was not 0. So it would have checked the setting and the export count. It would have gone through all this. It would have added them together. It would have cleared the memory. I mean, this might not have been from this point, but if we check, the memory should be clear. Which it isn't. The export count is 1. The export count is now 2. Let me... Hang on, so what's the export count on all of them? You're 0. You're 0. You're 0. You're 0. But the autosave is currently 2. So I need to do a reset. So we could just do that up here, can't we? So save device to the P1. Clear memory is 1. So that's just going to run that piece of code once. Export 1,000,000 times. Right, the export count is now 0. Okay, fine. You're still at line 106. So I don't think it's that. If I turn this on. Go to line 17 and line 113. Turn you off, turn you off. Turn you back on. Turn you on. Turn you on. Turn you on. Turn you on. So it's only... I'm stuck. I am absolutely stuck. I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense. The code is a bit long, but I assume there are longer codes out there, so I very much doubt this is the issue. I might be wrong. It might be a bug by using save device and load device, but it was working. It was working fine up until I tried to improve the code. So before I started adding branches in, which was here. But as far as I'm concerned, this should still be working. I mean, to be fair, here I should probably also have a branch. So after we save the device, whoops, I should probably branch that to start. But that won't be the issue. No, get to line 111 now. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea what's going on. I am open to help with this one. I thought I did a thing, got it working, and then all of a sudden, problems. So if anyone can explain to me what this is doing, then a golden star to you, because I haven't got the bloody foggiest. I've put extra yields in. I know how this works, and it would appear that it's not working the way I think it's supposed to. Like, it's supposed to branch to that line, but it's going bounce all the way down here, and I don't know why. So if anyone could feedback on that, that would be great. That would be amazing. And I have no doubt there are codes out there that will do this job, but I want to do this myself, but I don't understand why it's being a nightmare. So more than happy to have some input on my code. I don't, if it's just the length of it, fine, but what, we can't use up to line 127? I don't think that's the issue. I'm happy to be proven wrong. Is there a typo in here? I don't think so. I don't know how there can be. It's branching to named lines, named sections of code. So I don't understand how it's falling outside of this. It shouldn't be possible. And it's not even getting to these ones. It's not doing the check. So somewhere up here, it's somehow going outside of the code. I don't know how. I have no idea. Yeah, don't know. Don't know. Well, I've just spent longer than I should have done on that, so any help you can offer on that would be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, we've just been doing a bit of tidying up. We've moved all the trader stuff. We've obviously tidied up there. We've now got water and food in locations. I have got my little waiting area kind of automated now with the occupancy sensor and the lights. Don't feel like I've done anything else. I feel like I've used a lot of time just doing that. On the plus side, our nitrogen is down to 182 degrees Celsius. We've just taken an influx of nitrogen, so the room is cooling down. But that's absolutely fine. That is what it's supposed to do. I don't know if these can die after they're fully grown. I have no idea. They don't give you kind of like that warning. But we're good. We've got no filters in there that are apparently... Well, the total between them is okay. So it is what it is. That's fine. But yeah, and then apart from all of that... Oh, you know, we set up the coding for the suit. So I can no longer get out of my base without my suit on, which is definitely a good quality of life. This doesn't work anymore. I mean, I could turn it on if I want to, but my code goes, nah, you're not going out there. And we made some coffee mugs. So yeah, pretty eventful day. But yeah, any help you can offer on this would be greatly appreciated, seriously, because that doesn't make any sense to me. I'll leave it on screen just so you can kind of get one last look at it. But yeah, if someone can explain to me how that is jumping out of the code, happy to hear your suggestions or whatever's happening. But yeah, so until next time, take care, and I will see you then. Bye.